the game.
Hi, I'm Kelsa Dickey, the CEO of the Financial Coach Academy and my financial coaching business, Fiscal Fitness Phoenix. My coaching journey began more than a decade ago with me helping people for free from my dining room table. What was once a little business of mine has grown into a 7-figure company that employs a team of people. My goal is simple, to help you fall more and more in love with financial coaching. I believe financial coaching is the most rewarding way to make a living. If you are an aspiring financial coach or have been coaching for years, I'm here to help you create a business you love that gets your clients massive results. Let's get to it. Hey, Coach. I want to start this episode by saying thank you to you. Thank you so much for all of the messages you sent me. They were so lovely and supportive, and I can't thank you enough. You have been a part of my journey as a coach, as an entrepreneur, and you have allowed me to be a part of your journey as well. And I can't thank you enough for that. If you are struggling or in the thick of it or frustrated in your business, I really want to encourage you to lean in and continue doing the work because it can and will get better and probably really quickly. It's only been a few short months since I was feeling really frustrated and really mad at myself and was making some mistakes in my business, and I already feel so much better. I feel amazing right now. A big part of that is thanks to you. And I feel creative. I feel aligned. I feel connected. And so I want to remind you that if you are struggling or if you're frustrated or if you're in one of the low points of this roller coaster ride that we are all on as coaches and entrepreneurs, I want to encourage you to lean into that and remember it is temporary and it can and will get better very soon. I am proof of that. And I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey and for being a part of mine. I am leading with gratitude. And this Monday, November 20th, I am sending out a really big announcement via email to our email list. So if you get our emails, make sure you check your inbox on Monday, November 20th. And if you aren't on our email list, now's probably a really good time to get on it. You can go to financialcoachacademy.com/subscribe. And thank you for being a listener and for giving me the opportunity to do my life's work. I really appreciate you. I also really appreciate today's review. This review was left by Zuby, which I love that username, Zuby. Zuby says, the podcast explores many topics that are likely on your mind if you're considering trying financial coaching. Signal to noise ratio is really good, and there is a good mix of instruction and thought-provoking moments. Huge shout out to the folks who noticed the technology or quality of recording of this podcast. I cannot personally claim any credit whatsoever. I would like to give a huge shout out to my podcast producer, Bill Brasso with Dynamic Video Solutions. He takes care of all of that really not so interesting to me stuff, but really interesting stuff for him. And he is responsible for making me look and sound really good on this podcast. So Bill deserves all of the credit, and he is listening right now. And I'm sure he appreciates hearing that you think, Zuby, the signal to noise ratio is really good. So thank you, Zuby, for taking the time to leave a review and being a listener. And thank you to Bill for making me look and sound so good. All right. Chances are, no matter where you are in your financial coaching career, you want to grow. Growth probably looks like helping more clients, making more money, and also up-leveling your own skills. Today, and in this series, we're going to navigate the client journey. And as we do that, we're going to pull on various levers of growth. Your client journey is everything, Coach. It is the path your clients take to make progress and get results. It's the path you are going to lead them down. And in order to do that effectively and in a way that creates success for both you and the client, there are key elements we want to pay attention to. These are your levers of growth. We are going to talk about each stage of the client journey, but we're going to analyze it from multiple angles. First, what the client experiences, how they might be feeling, what they may be thinking, the questions and hesitations they may have, the roadblocks that they have to overcome, where they'll probably be most confused, and what they'll likely not know to do at each of these steps, and you need to help them know to take those steps. We'll also be looking at the second perspective, which is what you, the coach, experiences, how you might be feeling, what you might be thinking, the questions and hesitations you may have, the roadblocks that will be important to overcome for you, and where it's going to be super important to boost your own belief in what you're doing so that you can successfully articulate that step to the client and create buy-in. Finally, we'll also review these stages from the perspective of what needs to happen and what you want to create behind the scenes in order to meet your client where they're at, while also satisfying your own needs and goals as the coach. The way you fulfill your brand promise for each of these stages has to be consistent and efficient in order to help more clients. These behind the scenes steps are oftentimes not seen, but felt by the client. You've probably heard me say it before. Coaching doesn't just happen during the client session, but with every step in between too. So we'll look at each of these steps with that angle in mind as well. Understanding this journey and how both you and the client play a role in making it successful is your ultimate growth guide for your business, because you'll be able to see that this is where your growth comes from. You, your business, and your clients all grow as a result of the client journey we're going to explore together. This journey is what took me from a brand new coach helping people part-time to a solo coach doing more than $25,000 a month in revenue by myself, which is not something you can do if you don't have efficient systems to support you and your clients, to now a 7-figure financial coaching company that has a team of coaches all performing this exact same process. It's also what we teach in the Financial Coach Academy program to coaches just like you, so we know it works, and we have hundreds of case studies to prove it. We are going to start at the very beginning and take it one step at a time. Throughout, you will hear various growth checkpoints. These are moments for you to check in with yourself and see if this is an area to focus on and how you're coaching or how you're delivering your coaching. Grab a notebook and pen because you are going to want to take notes. I can't wait to hear what you think of your growth guide coach. So please drop me an email and share your takeaways at the various checkpoints with me along the way. Let's dive in. Imagine you're talking to someone, maybe at a networking event, at a Super Bowl party, or at a holiday party. They're talking about money, maybe sharing some struggles or stress, or maybe it's a goal that they have coming up, and money plays a role in that goal. And you just know, coach, that you can help them. Lever 1 is own who you help and the types of things you help with. Understand your niche or ideal client, but also trust your gut here. You can and will help people outside your niche, and none of us can help everyone. So understand the nuance of those two things. You'll help people outside of your niche, and you can't help everyone. Let's assume, though, that you know you can help this person. How exactly do you help them? What kind of session do you have them schedule first? How long is it? And what do you call it? What do you talk about during that conversation? What's the flow, or what are the main points you're trying to really identify during that first session? And then at the end of that conversation, what's the next step for the client to take with you, and what does that step look like exactly? We're going to take this journey together, and like I said, we're going to appreciate it from the client's perspective, your perspective, and what's happening behind the scenes. We call this your client journey roadmap. And to see a visual representation of the overarching steps we'll be exploring, head on over to financialcoachacademy.com/client journey, financialcoachacademy.com/client journey to download our visual guide so you can follow along. When I am talking with someone I know I can help, I like to have a very simple entry point. Your goal with the client journey is to increase the client's commitment level with each step they take. This is important specifically for financial coaching because most people have no idea what we do as financial coaches. They're not sure if we can help them with the part of money that they're struggling with. And when you're first starting out, the copy on your website may not be specific enough to qualify or disqualify clients properly. And even if it does, or even if you feel like it should, there tends to be a lot of nerves wrapped around money. So all too often, a conversation is the start for most of our new clients. So the first step when we're talking to someone new is to simply say, let's hop on a call to talk more about that. Let's hop on a call to talk more about that. If you're talking to someone new at a party or networking event and they start telling you about their financial woes, I think it is so important to maintain the integrity of the coaching container. That means coaching should be done during sessions and when you are wearing the hat of a coach, not party goer. By coaching someone on the spot, you are diminishing your value and professionalism as a coach. I remember one networking event I went to, one of my very first ones when I started networking, and a gal at the end says, "Oh, I'm going to meet with you, but first I'm about to file bankruptcy, so let me do that and then I'll reach out." And this was when I was a big Dave Ramsey fan and had a very black and white view of the world of personal finance and bankruptcy. And I said, "No, don't file a bankruptcy. You don't need to file bankruptcy." Mind you, I knew nothing about this person or her finances, so I really had no business even having that opinion. But even if I did, that is not the time or place to coach a client or potential client. If someone starts saying something like, "Oh man, I have to figure out these credit cards," or "Oh, my husband and I can't really talk about money because we're just not on the same page at all," right? Any of those types of things, literally anything, I will say, let's chat more about that. I love helping people with credit cards, and there's probably one or two things you can do right away. Do you have 20 minutes to hop on a call tomorrow? I'm available at 11 or 1. Which one of those works for you?
Are you finding this content helpful? This is just the beginning. The full episode dives even deeper into your initial conversation with a potential new client. First impressions are everything, and it's also a really big step for the client, so it's important to get it right. If you're ready to hear the rest and get all the tools and insights you need to build a business that supports you and your clients during each step of their coaching journey, head over to financialcoachacademy.com/ultimate growth guide. Don't miss out on the full episode.